Hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Amy. I'm an Administrative Services Manager here at Bagot. And it's Wellness Wednesday. I don't know, my week went so fast. All of a sudden my calendar popped up with a reminder that it was Wednesday and I was like, when did that happen? But I wanted to talk today a little bit about wellness in the workplace. Some of us work from home like I am at the moment, but we do have an office also. Other people are only in the office. Some of you might be retired and you don't have to worry about this, but you can still implement some ideas into your home in general. So I was kind of looking around at some different ideas. There's always personal things you can do, like walking further if there's a printer that's further away or a restroom that's further away. So getting in kind of those extra steps, those are kind of personal things you can do, packing your own lunch. I once knew somebody who, she worked at a home office, but she said when that started for her, which was even pre-COVID, she found herself snacking all day because the kitchen was just right next door and you could just walk through, and anytime she needed water there was food available. So she bought herself a mini fridge, put it in her office, and she would keep her lunch and her snacks for the day in her mini fridge in her office so that she didn't go in her kitchen and discover all the other good little things that were sitting out on the counter. Now, maybe you don't have space for that. You can still pack a lunch and your snacks and specifically put, if they don't have to be in the refrigerator, you can put those on the counter and leave those out, and those are the only ones you can pick through, or pack it in your lunchbox, put it in your fridge, and that's the only spot you can go to. Kind of keeps you mentally in the game of that. Now, some of these ideas too, you can do bigger things if you're home. Maybe you can buy yourself your own massage chair and keep it in your office to go and take breaks here and there. I heard a thing on the radio the other day that the best way to deal with office stress was rowing, which I thought was interesting. They said things like boxing are actually too aggressive and can help you, can exacerbate the anger. So they said rowing uses all the muscles and you're working hard, and just 5 minutes of it can help relieve a lot of stress. So maybe you're in a position to put a rowing machine in your office. Maybe it's your own, or maybe it is an office, and you can request that. Maybe you guys have a workout room or some type of gym there that you can say, we need a rowing machine. Anyway, some other ideas that may be a little more simple is plan a walking meeting. So of course this isn't going to work if you need a PowerPoint presentation or there's 25 people in the meeting, but maybe you're just having a powwow with one or two other people and you don't need a bunch of equipment. You just need to talk through some things. Maybe you can arrange a walking meeting so then you can get a little activity in there while you're talking. It's amazing how if you can get outside, get some fresh air, it can help you think through a lot of things, come up with some more ideas, be a little more creative maybe. So a walking meeting. We often in offices, people bring cookies and donuts and stuff like that whenever there's communal food. Well, be the person that actually brings in the veggie tray and the fruit tray, and just maybe, if you're bringing in a lunch, bring in something healthy. Things like that can be shared. That can be another way to be helpful. And people might grumble at first, but it's interesting. Whenever I've shown up at a party with a veggie tray, I never go home with a veggie tray. It always gets eaten because people are like, oh my goodness, actual vegetables. It's a good thing to have. So also kind of along that same lines, you can reward people with healthy options. Maybe it's a gift card to a gym when you, instead of coffee, maybe it's a gift card to a healthy restaurant, or a place where they can buy exercise equipment or workout clothes or tennis shoes, those kinds of things. So maybe that's a reward system that you kind of work in, as opposed to just kind of the typical ones that we think of. Also sending just little stretch reminders. Now the thing suggested throughout the day, but I thought, people might get annoyed if all of a sudden they're constantly getting this, you need to stretch reminder. That's what a lot of us have our watches to do for us, but maybe 3 times a week comes out a little reminder, hey, time to take a stretch. Maybe it comes with some fun little music or something like that. Just kind of get up and move. And then, especially if you're all in an office together, it can be a thing where everybody gets up and does a little stretch together, which can be kind of fun. Also, if you have the ability, encourage mental health days. Not all offices are able to do this, but if you have time off, encourage every once in a while to take that day off that's just about taking the day off. And it's not because you're sick or the kids are sick or, you're running for a vacation, which those are great, but sometimes we just need a day where we need to catch up on some things, but it doesn't need to be booked with a bunch of other stuff. It just needs to be that mental health day. So if you're your own boss, make sure to take those. If you're not, request them. Talk to who needs to be talked to about those mental health days, or just use some of your days off to kind of schedule those out. Set up your space for standing desks. That can be another way, and I know a lot of places, a lot of offices, you don't necessarily have your own desk anymore. They're kind of communal, and you go in and have a space. Well, if you can, request that a few of those are set up with standing desks so that when you're in, you can use that. And then make sure there's a good mat to stand on, because if you're standing on a hard floor while using a standing desk, you're not going to want to do it very long. Also, the big yoga balls, sitting on those helps with core strength and balance. So sometimes having one of those in your office can be a great thing. You might not want to sit on it all day, but to be able to have it for a little bit. And then, it's kind of like when you're on it, it's fun. You can bounce like you're the little kid when we used to have those little bouncy ball things. So they're kind of fun. Anyway, start an office exercise challenge. All sorts of different things you can do with this. Steps, walking, a certain type, trying something new, yoga classes, other classes, maybe you taking up pickleball, whatever it is. Start some sort of challenge or join a local walk. There are tons of 5Ks and 10Ks and all sorts of things that are happening all over the place. So it can become a thing of who gets the biggest team, who comes up with the funnest name, all sorts of things. But get involved in some way that way. And also, it seems kind of simple, but encourage getting out for lunch and for breaks. Now, that doesn't mean eating out. Getting out. Walk away from your desk. If you have a break room, go to the break room. If you can, go outside and have lunch. But get away from your computer, from where you're sitting. I'm so guilty of this, so I'm talking to myself here. Don't just eat while you're sitting there working. Actually get away and have those few minutes. It actually makes you far more productive afterwards when you've had a few minutes of a break. So there's just a few ideas. If you have something you've been able to implement in your office, again, whether it's your home office or a work office, something that maybe was really easy, or just something that you do every day to kind of help with keeping that wellness while you're working, let us know in the comments, all right? Have a fabulous week, and we will see you next week. Bye.